Era 2, Mehrgarh and early settlements. Before the great cities of the Indus Valley, before brick streets and drainage systems, before trade routes crossed continents, there were only small villages, no kings, no temples of stone, no written records. And yet, within these quiet settlements, something irreversible began. Humans stopped wandering, and for the first time in history, they began to stay. This chapter is Mehrgarh and early settlements. I am the Timekeeper, and this is your history told through my voice. Come, walk with me through time and witness the world as it was meant to be remembered. Now let's open our book of wisdom, and I'll show you the full disclosure of it. Segment 1, where we stand in time. We now travel further back than the Vedic hymns, nearly 9,000 years ago, in the region that lies today within Balochistan, at the foothills of the Bolan Pass, archaeologists uncovered something extraordinary. A settlement called Mehrgarh. Dating back to around 7000 BCE, Mehrgarh represents one of the earliest known farming communities in South Asia. This was not yet a city. There were no monumental structures. Instead, we find mud brick houses, storage spaces for grain, and evidence of early craft production. The scale is humble, but the implications are enormous, because here we see the first clear signs of humans reorganizing life around permanent settlement. Segment 2, the cost of staying. For hundreds of thousands of years, human survival depended on mobility. Hunter-gatherers moved with the seasons. Food was uncertain, but freedom was constant. Settlement changes this balance. To stay in one place means committing to the land. It means defending territory, and it means living closely with others. Conflict becomes possible. Hierarchy becomes possible. Disease becomes possible. So why did humans accept this risk? What force was strong enough to convince a wandering species to become rooted? Mehrgarh holds part of the answer. Segment 3, the agricultural experiment. At Mehrgarh, we find evidence of some of the earliest farming practices in the region. Goats and sheep were gradually domesticated. These were not sudden innovations, they were experiments, generation after generation, learning how to manage plants and animals. A seed planted, a harvest observed, a technique repeated. Slowly, the landscape begins to change. Fields replace wild grasslands. Human survival becomes tied to cycles of planting and harvesting. Segment 4, the first village economy. As agriculture stabilizes, something remarkable begins to emerge. Specialization. Archaeologists at Mehrgarh discovered evidence of bead making, pottery production, early dentistry, long-distance trade materials. These discoveries reveal a society already developing division of labor. Some people farmed, others crafted tools and ornaments, others managed storage or exchange. This is the earliest blueprint of economic complexity, not yet a city, but no longer a simple village. Mehrgarh becomes a prototype for what settlements can become. Segment 5, civilization begins quietly. When people imagine the birth of civilization, they picture dramatic moments, great kings, great monuments. But the truth is quieter. Civilization rarely begins with spectacle. It begins with routines, planting seeds, repairing homes, sharing water, teaching children. Mehrgarh reminds us that civilization is not an event. It is a pattern of behavior, a slow reorganization of daily life. Segment 6, the path towards cities. Over the next several thousand years, the lessons learned in early settlements like Mehrgarh spread across the region. Agriculture expands, trade networks widen, settlements grow larger. Eventually, these developments culminate in one of the world's most remarkable civilizations, the Indus Valley Civilization. Cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro will rise with urban planning, Drainage systems, standardized bricks, long-distance commerce. Long before cities rose, before empires expanded, before history was written, there were villages, small communities experimenting with a new way of living. And from those quiet experiments, civilization slowly took root.